Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. Welcome to Highwold Lycrea. As you might have guessed, this is a siege map. Let me go ahead and scroll out here. But yes, indeed, a siege map. I wanted to try out a couple of different games yesterday and see if I couldn't find a way to make the game more interesting for siege battles. And by more interesting, I mean a bit more competitive. So this battle here is a 2v1. I am playing as Dardania. My hero of choice today, since it is a siege, is the hero Skirmisher. Here he is in all of his kilted, shirtless glory. True Scotsman, if ever there was one. Of course not. But hey, he's from Dardania. There we go. So this is on large funds, 12,400. My army consists of 4 heavy Anatolian skirmishers. There's 2 here and 2 over there, but I'll get to that for a second. So for this flank, I got the 2 heavy Anatolian skirmishers. I do have my hero Archer Skirmisher over here. I have a Dardanian defender and a fearless swordsman on the wall, another fearless swordsman down here, and a heavy Anatolian sword waiting in the wings. And then I also have 2 units of Dardanian rabble and a Dardanian mob to hold down this portion of the of the outer wall. Okay, there are 3 access points to Highwold Lycrea. Here is access point number 2. It was a bit too much of a choke point for my opponents, and they did not deploy here. And this is the walled area for section 3, this kind of L-shaped area. There's 2 approaches, though, because of this section of rocky outcropping. And on this flank, I have deployed 2 units of Dardanian defenders, a fearless swordsman on the walls, and heavy Anatolian swords waiting in the wings. On the slope over here in reserves, 2 units of Dardanian rabble and a Dardanian mob, and up here on the inner wall, I have a pair of heavy Anatolian skirmishers ready to go. My opponents are Dardania and Sparta. The Sparta player, I'm not familiar with this person. They just kind of joined the game, and that's cool. The Dardania player is Death, yet again, from that same Discord community. Now, the Spartan faction assaulting this flank has brought 2 units of heroic axe warriors. These guys are the shielded Spartan special unit with 106 axe weapon damage. He has 2 units of armored chargers in their Trojan horses. They are also 108 weapon damage, but no shield. Then we have 3 units of armored spearmen. Good solid pick, 115 weapon damage, 95 armor. He went heavy. And I don't blame him. He also brought 2 units of warriors of Artemis, 2 units of renowned armored slingers, and a hero, Defender Protector. The Defender Protector abilities include, because I'm still trying to memorize all this stuff, Immovable Force, plus 25 armor at minus 60% speed. So very, very Phalanx themed kind of character here with that ability. And then the Fortify for plus 20 armor and minus 50% speed. Wow. And then a Divine Challenge. This is pretty cool, actually. I like the Defender Protector. Let's turn myself into armor, activate 2 abilities, and then I'm going to have 110, 120 armor, something like that. I already forgot the numbers. The other Dardanian force is going to be led by Aeneas in his chariot. This is the only chariot unit that they brought, and I didn't bring one either, because, well, hey, walls and cities don't really make for good chariot attacks. He went with an army that was probably inspired by games playing against me. This is nothing but heavy Anatolian swords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 heavy Anatolian swords, and 3 heavy Anatolian skirmishers, and that's all she wrote. So let's go ahead and speed things up a bit and get into the thick of this. I brought my heavy Anatolian skirmishers up over here on the off chance that he was going to move up some of these unguarded units. Since he left them back there and let his towers make the advance, that was the end of that. I didn't bring any skirmishers up over here because I saw none of his skirmishers and only troops inside the towers. Okay, we're going to slow this down. So I didn't have my skirmishers up here to attack anybody that was going to be walking up on foot. Alright, so here comes the attack. They just pour straight out, immediately split the line in my Dardanian defenders. Whoops. Oh, okay, camera. Here comes some more of those armored chargers. These guys have a bonus versus large. I think it's kind of bold throwing them directly into a siege attack, but they do a good job of splitting my Dardanian defenders. These guys are being held in reserve in the middle of the walls over the gate. I knew they wouldn't send a tower here. I just kind of wanted to see how the siege tower deployment would go, how the units would disperse, but this unit right here of Dardanian defenders is getting torn up, so I'm going to send my Fearless Swords into the Dardanian defenders, which is, of course, going to leave this unit of Dardanian defenders also split up from this unit of, this is the Axe Warriors, and here comes an armored Spearman to make things even worse for them. Alright, so that's going to be the fight over there for a while. The fight over here, Death just brought all of the towers in at once, and the battle is already going against me. The problem is that even as Dardania, you're limited in how many troops you can take. He's already pulling swordsmen through, heavy Anatolian swords, unchallenged, to help take over towers. And Aeneas went to attack the gatehouse himself, so I'm pulling up my infantry here. I've already pulled my archer skirmisher down off the wall, and I've already gotten my heavy Anatolian skirmishers out of there. Because I saw the writing on the wall. Here comes an epic ballista shot. So I am now pulling, since I have my mob and rabble up here, this was my plan. I was going to use them to slow down any troops that took the walls from me. I knew I wasn't going to keep the walls. The plan was to bleed them for every inch that they take in the city. And that was because when I saw where they had deployed, I realized I have pretty much 2 choke points I could defend. I have this line right here, and I have this line right here, with the benefit of walls overlooking the approaches to those areas. Actually, I could really put this choke point right here, since my opponent did not commit any force to this area of the walls. Once you get past those 2 choke points, then it's really a lot more awkward, as I have a long line to defend right here with buildings before the capture point. So I wanted to make them work for every inch. As I saw Aeneas start walking his way through here with heavy Anatolian sword, I'm just gonna, you know, waste the Dardanian mob into it just to slow it down. I have a Fearless Swordsman here that is not going to get out of this engagement. Unfortunately, they are going to be doomed. Yep, that was it. And as you can see, I'm actually struggling to get my Fearless Swordsman out of here. I did get the Dardanian Defender almost fully healed out of this engagement. Meanwhile, out this way, I'm just now activating the Rabbles and Mobs. I think I lost one Dardanian Defender completely.
Take care. You are losing ground.
Getting ready to lose the next one. And as you no doubt have been able to tell, Balance of Power isn't working out for me. I did bring a lot of troops, but I've taken a lot of casualties, and my casualties have been in very, very valuable units. My Spartan adversary has gotten his skirmishers into the city now, and is punishing my Fearless Swordsmen as they retreat. I do have this heavy Anatolian swords falling back, and now it's a matter of getting my javelins at the right positions on these walls, getting the archer skirmisher up here with the javelins, and it's now about holding right here with the troops that I can, holding right here with the troops that I can, and look at this, punishing this Fearless Swordsman. So unfortunate. And just doing as much damage as I can with the archer skirmisher abilities.
Your warriors are rallying.
And I did manage to regroup a Fearless Swords over here, but we'll see if I can even get them into this fight. Let's go ahead and speed this up a bit. So yeah, Dardania has made it through, and I've really punished him. I've absolutely punished the Dardania player here, Death. And the javelins and arrows are going to really start pouring down. I just throw my Dardanian rabble over here to road block, speed block. I'm sorry, more like speed bump them just enough for my javelins to start raining down even more damage. But, you know, 3 kills, 2 kills, not all that impressive. Meanwhile, over here, I'm just trying to slow down as much as I can, maybe get like a rabble or a mob into a skirmisher, but this player does a really good job of protecting his skirmishers, so the rabbles and mobs aren't able to do anything there. And I have my defensive line set up and my javelins ready to go with some decent arcs of coverage. Now, let's get back over here, because the Anatolian swords are about to charge in. I think he's trying to get them into formation first before he attacks, and that gives my my Dardanian defenders a chance here to expend their ammo. There you go. Look at that. Oof.
One of your units has no more ammunition.
And that was it for their ammo. And here comes the charge from heavy Anatolian swords against heavy Anatolian swords. But I have some javelins still raining down and punishing them from up above. He does have his heavy Anatolian skirmishers too. But from their position, they're not going to be able to hurt my guys as much as I'll be able to hurt theirs. Also, somewhere around here, there he is Aeneas. And I do believe I have my archer skirmisher up here. Trying to shoot at him. Maybe, maybe not. This might be just outside of his range. But look at this. 3 units of heavy Anatolian swords against my 1 heavy Anatolian sword. 3 units of heavy Anatolian swords against my Dardanian defender. And everybody's taking a little bit of damage, but the Dardanian defenders are winning. They are absolutely winning this. And my morale is great on this swordsman. I'm losing this fight, but look at the casualties I'm causing. This is going great for me. He's going to try and get a little bit of a wraparound going, but I've got my guys in defensive formation. The javelins are coming in. Here comes another swordsman. This is really going to turn against me eventually. You know, it can't last forever. Sparta is still gathering his forces.
You have lost a unit.
Still trying to figure out where he's going to put everything. I've got, you know, my rabbles and mobs have all broken. And it's buying me time, but it's not great because there's just... That's the problem with facing Dardania. They have near endless numbers, and, well, so do I, because I am also Dardania, but my numbers are endless, as you can see here. I'm down to just 500 of my original 1,700. Let's just kind of watch the show here in beautiful panorama. As you can see, here comes Aeneas. He charges right in, and he's going to charge right through. And that's going to change things. I'm going to need to respond to the fact that Aeneas is going to clean up my Dardanian defenders. Look at this route I had going here. I've really managed to get a lot of progress against Dardania, but not enough casualties to cause a chain route. So seeing that Aeneas had broken through, seeing that I had lost that heavy Anatolian sword, I pulled my heavy Anatolian skirmishers off the wall. I activate my hero Zaristea. This is the broken unit here. I've got to get bodies in the way. Bodies have to get in the way. I'm trying to move over, trying to get into a position where I can stop Aeneas. I had to fall back over here because of that as well, before I could even face this army in the choke point. Because now I have to try and defend my city center from a wayward Aeneas. And that means my Dardanian defenders could finally get outflanked. These absolute champions over here with 105 kills and counting. They're still fighting. They're still standing. And I'm going to try and get some javelins into position here. But there's heavy Anatolian sword that turned the corner. I did manage to catch Aeneas, but this is going to turn against me really quick because guess who's coming up the hill and guess who has skirmishers? That's right. So all of my heavy Anatolian swords here are going to get hit in the back as I just do what I can to stop Aeneas. And I'm getting this flank is tearing me apart now. Aeneas falls back, which is appropriate. I'm trying to throw javelins at him. This gives me a chance to like try and form a line here against Sparta, but this just means that Aeneas can turn around and rear attack me or go right around me. And yeah, that's all she wrote, folks. That is gonna be it. Just kind of waiting for my army to break here. So yeah, this is my attempt to see if a 2v1 at large funds could be competitive. Maybe, but let's try something different. Let me show you the battle stats. My skirmisher with 50 kills. Of course I wasn't expecting these guys to get many kills, and they managed 6, so I'm proud of them. They were really just supposed to slow down the enemy armies, and they did. But maybe they could have gotten into some skirmishers. I don't know. This Dardanian defender ended up with 126 kills. Fantastic group. My lines, though, got split. 75 kills, though. That's good. That's good. My lines, though, for these guys on my walls got split by the siege towers just dumping all those Spartans and heavy Anatolian swords directly onto my line. His unit ended up with 0 kills. It's really unfortunate. Sometimes them's the breaks. Sparta player, 122 kills, 115 kills, 79 kills. Absolutely won the battle with his spear units on the walls, which a little unexpected, but maybe next time I won't put valuable troops on the walls. I'll just put bodies up there to slow them down. Maybe that's a good place to put the rabbles and mobs if I play as Dardania on a siege defense again. Death here, the killer, managed, and this is weird visual effect where when you swap between the armies, all of a sudden all the unit cards get stretched out. As you can see, a lot fewer kills and a lot more casualties. I had him down to just 322 of his 1,196. 99 kills here, 43 kills on this unit. He must have put those XP chevrons on it because I don't know what they could have been fighting that would have given them that much XP for 43 kills, unless it was one of these fearless swords. I'm not sure. 11, 5, and 16. My skirmishers did I felt like a really good job. 46, 46, 20, and 14. Really kind of proud of them. Anyway, let me show you the next siege battle. Welcome to Nymphaeon. This siege battle is going to be a 3v2. While this is going in slow motion, I do need to... actually, I'm going to have to pause because this kicks off really, really quick. This is, again, going to be... I'm on the side of defense, and death is going to be on the offensive side. Let's talk about Nymphaeon. There are 2 long walls, one right here, and one right here. There's choke points kind of spread throughout. There's a choke point here. There is a choke point here. And a kind of extended choke point here. And then there is this long, long rock wall that extends from here, kind of goes up to here, right here, and then ends right there. So I'm playing as Paris of Troy. My ally is playing as Hector of Troy. Hector decided to deploy completely right here at this slope for this checkpoint because it gives him an opportunity to use his archers to shoot down on enemies as they make this approach. I decided, because of what I saw on the enemy deployment, to put some Trojan Princes and Slingers on the walls. Trojan Princes, I wanted to give them a chance to defend walls because these guys aren't just good archers. They're okay, only 45 units per model, but they also have 160 weapon damage with 41 melee attack and 70 armor and 93 morale. These guys could fight it out. They don't have a shield, but they could fight it out, and I wanted to see how that would translate to a siege defense on the walls. Especially if they were given time to unload their ammo in advance. And then the Slingers as well, because what I saw of my opponent's deployment was, heavy Achaean bowmen, Slingers, a couple of Myrmidons and pelagic Thessalians. Achilles was over here. And I saw Odysseus and a Cyclops. I was thinking, maybe I can get really lucky with some ranged fire from my bows and from my Slingers, and take this Cyclops out of commission before it even gets here, or take Odysseus out of commission before he gets here. I did not see the Warriors of Ithaca. And the reason why I did not see them is because they deployed right up here, and they have this lovely, lovely ability. Not only do they have Vanguard deployment, they can hide and scrub in forest, they stalk. This unit can move hidden in any terrain. So that also meant I didn't see them on deployment. As soon as the match started, there they were, and my poor Trojan Princes did not have an opportunity to completely unload their ammo. These guys have a shield block chance of 55%. They are taking damage, but it is kind of minimal, as you can see down the line. The rest of the here's the rest of the Achilles force with spearfighting Myrmidon, pelagic Thessalian, heavy Achaean bowman, and an Achaean slinger. So he kind of split up his resources to help conquer this wall, just in case it needed to be done. And that's partly because the Sparta player the Mycenaean player brought a pretty defensive build. He brought spearmen, armored spearmen, light swordsmen, spearmen, armored spearmen, light swordsmen, a Warlord Warmonger hero with the Terrify ability. Taunt, actually, sorry, the Taunt ability, Ares Thunder, Pain Barrier. But it's significantly 6 bows of Mycenae. Again, a really solid archer unit. One of my favorites in the game. Only 45 models per unit. 125 melee damage. 65 armor. These guys are like little Trojan princes. And they also have this this battlefield healing. So this player is thinking very tactically. And I kind of wanted to highlight his performance in particular because his plan is going to be to get inside the city, set up his units at choke points, and have his archers shoot over into the enemy positions. My army consisted of, as I mentioned, my wall force, which I had every intention of falling back, consisted of trying to use this choke point to my advantage. I have 2 champions of Troy, 3 renowned Phrygian axemen. These are the best infantry units you can get as Paris. I have a Cyclops and a archer skirmisher hero up here on the ledge. This Cyclops tactically positioned to throw boulders directly into whatever faces my champions of Troy, and to add insult to injury, some light skirmishers as well who can get buffs from the archer skirmisher hero. So, okay. Long-winded. We have Warriors of Ithaca from Death to fight, and as you can see, they instantly close the gap. And I was thinking I had enough time to, let them get like partially up their ladders and fall back. That is not going to be the case. I'm just hoping to deal a little bit of damage, a little bit of damage, a little bit of damage. Look at the speed of my Trojan Princes, 32. Speed of the Warriors of Ithaca is 37. That's going to play a part. I give the order to have them fall back, and here they go. They go to the trap door, but this unit gets caught, unfortunately, and I'm not going to get them back for the rest of the battle because the Warriors of Ithaca are faster than they are. I'm trying to get my slingers out of here. They mostly do make it just fine. The Cyclops is able to take this opportunity because he was screened by all these Warriors of Ithaca to get up here to the gatehouse and conquer it. However, I see the writing on the wall, literally, and I'm going to fall back. I need to pull my skirmishers back from all of this. So we get into an extended Australian peel where I try to cover my own unit's escape, but like these Warriors of Ithaca, they're going to throw javelins at this Trojan Prince the entire way. I stop occasionally to turn back and shoot, but then my guys get javelins thrown at them. It's completely one-sided with these Warriors of Ithaca against my forces. My Trojan Prince breaks and runs to where it can't really regroup with the rest of the army anywhere. So eventually, when he does regroup, I'm just going to have him turn around, stand there, and take it like a champ. I see an opportunity to shoot up a little bit of these spear-fighting Myrmidons, so I'm going to take it, deal some great damage. Look at this. That's like a quarter of their health already gone. But there's javelins in them Thar units and heavy Achaean bowmen, and my Trojan Princes are going to get punished for it. Meanwhile, on the other flank, my Hector of Troy ally has all the time in the world to watch as Mycenae makes his way on over, as Phthia makes its way over, as 4 more Warriors of Ithaca work their way in. Or were those the 4 I was facing? Yeah, those are the 4 that just killed off the last of my Trojan Princes. Here they were. There they are. There's their blood-stained battlefield corpses. Just walking all over them. Warriors of Ithaca.
Your hero is under attack.
Alright, so the battle is joined. Cyclops charges right on in. I've got javelins in position. I got my slingers and my remaining Trojan Prince in position. And it's time to make it rain. Make it rain. And charge in with my Phrygian axes so that their hit points can help guard the champions of Troy. And this is just going to become a bloodbath. An absolute bloodbath. The Cyclops boulders have begun. The bodies are already piling up. I'm trying to give my slingers, my Trojan Princes, my light javelins every best opportunity to fight these Warriors of Ithaca and these Myrmidons and Achilles himself, and another Cyclops is in here. But there's more. the Fithians brought some archers and slingers of their own, and they're going to start punishing my javelins. Not much I can do about this. My ally does send me some champions of Troy to help out, and another renowned archer slinger. God, another kill. Another lob. That's 29 kills now for my Cyclops. He's just pretty much standing here. I'm trying to use the inspired aim to give extra javelin chucking ability, and I'm throwing into these blobs right here that aren't really engaged. I think Death is trying to expend their ammo, or he's waiting for an opportunity to like go in waves, basically keep some units fresh. But I do get the chance to shoot back. Odysseus is now rolled up in here, and he has one target in mind, and that target is going to be my hero archer skirmisher. And that's the thing to remember about the hero arrows, especially from Odysseus. They stagger your own... Oh, that was a terrible boulder chuck, buddy. Terrible boulder chuck. They stagger you, okay? So every time that my archer skirmisher gets hit by Odysseus, he's going to get knocked down. He's going to fall back. He's going to get battered. And it actually makes it impossible for me to retreat with him. I tried pulling him back over here and onto this side where he's kind of protected against arrows from Odysseus, and it's not going to happen. His health is just going to steadily and steadily decline. And what a boulder chuck that was. Dealt some fantastic damage. His Cyclops is 86 kills now. That went right across my champions of Troy and into my renowned Phrygian axeman. My Cyclops returns the favor, and it's boulder time, buddy. Like, it's just gonna be a lot of this. I'm keeping my Cyclops fresh, and I'm throwing boulders. Alright, so game crashed as I was showing this replay. I had to load back in. I think this is close to where we were. Actually, one of these light skirmishers is starting to rout. Hector has arrived. Here comes that boulder. There it is. Yep, okay, so. Whew. This fight is going to carry on for quite some time over here. Meanwhile, on the other flank, the Warriors of Ithaca here are getting shot up by archers. Here comes the Spearmen of Mycenae. This is really just a fantastic position to defend, and I don't blame my opponent for deploying back here, but I think he should have possibly deployed up here and then here as well, giving him 2 points of speed bumps so that his archers can unload their ammo onto blobs like this. This is fantastic. Death stops his Warriors of Ithaca here to allow the Spearmen to move up, and unfortunately what it does is it creates a blob to allow these guys more opportunity to cause damage and get kills. Meanwhile, out here, the Blood Bowl is continuing. 51 kills on my first champion of Troy. My second champion of Troy at 37 is getting tore up by the Cyclops, which he put max XP chevrons on, which wasn't a bad idea, all said and told. My renowned Phrygian axemen are spent. There's very little much left they could accomplish. 30 kills, 17 kills, unfortunately, and 22 kills. When you're facing infantry and Achilles and a Cyclops, this is bound to happen. My light skirmishers are out of ammo now, so I moved them over to help me hold this line. And here's the health. And you see what I mean about the staggering arrow shots of Odysseus. Sniper-like accuracy, and every time he stands up, he's going to get shot back down by Odysseus. And I'm not going to be able to get my my skirmisher hero out of here. He's
have been routed.
And every shot that's aimed at him from Odysseus is also killing some of these slingers too. And I'm now realizing I need to get my Cyclops down here to help me hold the line, because my ally isn't sending me reinforcements other than what he already has sent. I wanted to weaken Achilles some more before I charged him with my Cyclops, but here we are, and what a charge hit. Like, a fantastic blast to his health. Achilles is kind of stuck in here because he's got Ares Rage activated. This would have been a fantastic time for him to pull back Achilles, but my Cyclops is getting fantastic damage done against him. This is why you bring Cyclops, not just for the boulders, but also for that anti-hero work. My champions of Troy doing their best to hold this position. I still have them on defensive, and I am not regretting that choice. It's actually bought me some time here. They had an opportunity to flank around and did not capitalize on it because they're a bit too focused now on this attack. The Warriors of Ithaca have been pushed up, and they're kind of pinned in by the Spearmen, who are holding them back right here. I don't think Death actually wanted to engage these heavy Trojan Spearmen. This renowned archer came around the flank for whatever reason. I'm not sure. They still had plenty of ammunition, but they're now plugging this little gap here. It gave them time to get a Trojan defender in place, and here's Hector on his chariot. Might have been a good time to pull him back and charge him back in. These are two different, one of them is an unbreakable spear unit, so you're going to lose your chariot eventually this way. Achilles is still going berserk over here. My Cyclops is doing his darndest to hold this position. Where's the enemy Cyclops? Did I kill it? I must have killed it. I must have gotten really lucky. I don't recall it dying, but its body might be amongst all of these somewhere. Oh my goodness. Now it's just my Cyclops holding this position as everybody else is falling back. I try, and I keep trying to throw him into Achilles, who's now activated his Aristea. That's going to provide him some healing. And this flank is broken. There's 5 minutes left in the battle, but I think you know what that means, especially if Hector doesn't send some forces to help plug up right here and right here. All I have left are slingers, basically, and this Cyclops. If I can get one more decent boulder, I want to try and throw it into this blob of heavy Achaean bowmen, but unfortunately, I'm broken. Routing. I have a Trojan Prince here that's also broken. It charges in anyway. And I get kind of stuck here in this blob of Myrmidons and Warriors of Ithaca, who are really, really hurt. The total casualties the enemy have taken now are number about 1,000, but so do our total casualties. So, and look at these shattered Achaean slingers, a shattered Warrior of Ithaca. I feel like I've done my service over here. I've done my part. It's just a matter of can Hector hold off this fresh, almost undamaged Mycenaean army and its 6 bows of Mycenae. And this is exactly what the Mycenaean player wanted to do. Hold up some defensive positions, allow some units up here to do some fighting for him, specifically the Pythian units and the Ithaca units, and just use its arrows to secure dominance on the battlefield. After he's done with the renowned archers, he's probably going to target these Hector's Chosen. And that's all she wrote. It really is. He realizes, the Hector player realizes he has to fall back now. I'm just wasting the last of my slinger ammo on like these Warriors of Ithaca who are wavering. I've run out of ammo now, so I'm just going to try and see if I can't get an opportunity to charge a heavy Achaean bowman, but their morale will break before they could even do so. And this is an interesting moment. Look at this. Perfect opportunity to flank attack here, and Warriors of Ithaca are going to take it. And the spearmen just kind of stand here. They don't actually engage this renowned swordsman. They just move up, plug up the line, protect their archers, who are now in position to keep shooting and keep punishing Hector of Troy, while the Warriors of Ithaca get all of the glory here in fighting these renowned swordsmen. And here comes Achilles up the slope. I just have like my 2 units of slingers left. And there's literally 2 Myrmidon left. And then Achilles. I just decided I'm gonna run right past Achilles. I don't even want to try and face him with slingers. Maybe I can get down here and fight these bowmen, but no, I get held up by, yes, two Myrmidon, and they will not die. My slingers cannot even kill 2 lowly men. And here, okay, so with that renowned swordsman shattered, Warriors of Ithaca move off to a flank. Archers are now punishing these heavy Trojan spearmen who have their back turned to this, apparently. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're facing the wrong way, buddies. Do you like arrows in the butt? Because that's what's happening. Okay, the bows of Mycenae have decided on a new target. As Ithaca engages here, the bows of Mycenae are able to shoot down into their unshielded flank. That's going to obliterate these heavy Trojan spears. Hector is on foot, as I predicted. Achilles had an opportunity to go straight for the point, but I think he was waiting for the rest of the army to move on up or make sure my slingers were taken off the map. Pelagic Thessalians make their way up here. The archers just clean this up. Spearmen move forward. Archers clean up a little more. Spearmen move forward. Archers clean up a little more. Spearmen move forward. And the Thessalians, Phthia, manages to make it into the defensive zone first. And this is going to shatter Hector of Troy. A valiant defeat. A little bit about the statistics. Oof. Yeah. I only had 52 men remaining at the end of that. My entire army got obliterated. Unfortunately, my strategy to try and hold the wall just long enough to deal a little bit of damage to my foe was a so-so. I did manage to kill a ton, I do mean a ton, of Thithians and Ithacans. My opponent over here had only a few standing Myrmidon left, 64 kills, 77 kills, 47 kills on Achilles. Really kind of did the work here against this player. Let's see here. And, oh yeah, where were my kills? I had 90 kills on my Cyclops, 2 XP Chevrons. All of my ranged units had 1 XP going into this, 42, 68 kills. My infantry did their best considering their situation. Hector with 152 kills, 83 kills for that heavy spear, 49 for that this champion of Troy who came over to help me out, 24 for this guard of Troy which came over to help me out. His archers did an okay job. And this Hector's Chosen, if our units were fight to the last man like it was in older Total War Shogun titles, this unit of Hector's Chosen might have had a very glorious last stand with Hector, but wasn't to be the case. We shattered before you could even use that unit. Death here with the Warriors of Ithaca. This one had 8 XP Chevrons. He must have started with that. 9 XP Chevrons on this Cyclops, had 150 kills. And you see the damage he just took down the line. Only 131 of his Warriors of Ithaca left. And Odysseus with 51 kills himself. H.R. Boredom. Look at the damage he took. Very little, if any. He had the White Swordsman to take the initial beatings. He had the Spearmen to protect his archers, and the archers just cleaned up. They didn't pick up any XP, but this army was going to be impossible for us to beat in the later stages of the game because he had kept his unit so fresh and protected, even at the expense of a lot of damage done to the killers. For Warriors of Ithaca on that flank. The Warriors of Ithaca definitely got the glory over there, but it was H.R. Boredom who really played tactically and well protected, and it allowed the opportunity for the other 2 players to get into melee and really put the meat in the grinder, as it were, so that H.R. Boredom's arrows could do a ton of work. Because when it all boiled down to it, we had 1,500 men, and these guys killed, what, that's 20% of our forces, just those archers. Like, that's almost 300 kills. That's a really good performance right there, I would say. Speaking of 10% of our forces, though, that's Cyclops. And the kills right here, they really tell their own story. This is a huge chunk of our forces. This is also a huge chunk of our forces. We just could not put up the damage we needed, unfortunately. Anyway, I've been rambling on long enough. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider, doing the liking and the subscribing thing. If I can get to 500 subscribers, I am going to be able to petition Creative Assembly for early access to content, and that would include things like the Total War Saga Troy. And as I am aware of right now, I seem to be one of the only content creators out there that's putting serious coverage into Troy multiplayer on YouTube. I do search for Troy multiplayer, and I see my videos pop up among the top videos there. So if I get to 500 subscribers, I'll be able to give you early coverage of Troy multiplayer stuff before it comes out and allow you a chance to see this content before it gets released. So it'd mean a lot to me if you subscribed. All right. What thoughts do you have for making siege battles more competitive? Do you think that fight was competitive? Is 3v2 the magic number? Do we need to try a 4v3? Should I lower the funds? Because the point gap in both of these two armies was still 12,400. Maybe a smaller funds game would make for more competitive siege battles, because then the points gap would only be, say, 8,000 or 5,000. Anyway, that's it. Love you all. Ta-ta. See you in the next video.